Today on Newsbeat, random Texas campus stabbing leaves injured students.
Also, public schools discuss new safety tactics. Find out what to expect.
And see how playing video games could be a major.
All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Newsbeat. I'm Stephanie Caprera.
And I'm Jake Robles. Thanks for joining us.
We begin with breaking news from Texas. 14 people were stabbed Tuesday at Lone Star College just outside of Houston. The stabbings occurred just a few hours ago at the school's Cypress, Texas location. One person is in custody, but the campus is on lockdown. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says at least 4 of the stabbing victims were airlifted to local hospitals. No word on their current conditions. CNN reports a student took down one suspect and held the person until authorities arrived. Right now, authorities are still piecing together what happened.
I can't confirm the weapon as of right now. Some reports said a pencil, some reports a knife. Until we actually find the weapon, then I'll be able to confirm what it was.
Do you have a motive?
No motive as of right now. Students were leaving from class and going to class, and the attack was at random. And as we far right now, it went from building to building. The initial reports that maybe we had 2 suspects, but what I believe now is it was the same person running from building to building.
You may recall 3 people were wounded in a shooting at the Lone Star College's North Harris campus in January.
The East Baton Rouge School Board wants to improve school safety. Reporter Desiree Maduro explains how the district is incorporating a system that relies heavily on surveillance.
Children are precious, every one of them, every day. Doesn't matter how they got here, where they came from, we don't have any to spare.
Plenty of tragedies have impacted our nation, but undoubtedly the deadly shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary has caused the East Baton Rouge School Board to adopt a new program to ensure safety in schools. High surveillance is one of the key components.
Sometimes it's good to have a camera where you can recap some information and find out exactly what's going on.
The Emergency Response Information Portal, or ERIP, is a plan of action for local facilities, including schools. This emergency response tool will provide staff with life-saving information such as area maps, floor plans, and internal and external photographs of the schools. Parents, such as Pamela Corin, believe it is important to do anything for the safety of the children, no matter the cost.
You know, anything to prevent something that happened like Newtown, or when the kid go into a college and start shooting and things like that.
East Baton Rouge School Board member Herman Brister says communication also plays a factor when planning for an emergency.
And as long as we have a relationship with our students and with our community, we can mitigate a lot of damage.
The East Baton Rouge School Board also wants to limit access to school buildings and to have law enforcement officers respond to emergencies more efficiently. For Tiger TV, I'm Desiree Maduro.
The high-tech program ERIP has been used for more than 10 years by other schools in our area.
Governor Bobby Jindal threw out his tax plan to eliminate income taxes and raise sales taxes on Monday. Jindal told the state legislator he heard complaints that he was moving a little too fast. Instead, Jindal plans to support an income tax phase-out. We'll have more on the start of the legislative session throughout the week.
University of New Orleans computer science majors can now select video game design as a concentration. Before any of you technotypes trade in your purple and gold, Newsbeat reporter Austin Hart plugs us into what LSU has to offer.
No matter if it's on a console, the computer, or your smartphone, video gaming has become a major part of pop culture. But you may not have thought about who's behind the game. Computer science assistant professor Robert Koima says it could have been made right here in Louisiana.
You graduate, you got a good job, you can stay here in Louisiana, you don't have to go to one of the coasts to find work.
Koima teaches a video game design course that acts as an introduction to the game design industry, putting students into groups that create a company and brainstorm designs for games.
And then toward the end of the semester, the teams present their work before a panel of judges, and there's a sort of competition.
LSU currently offers the Avatar Initiative. Avatar helps students achieve a digital media minor in either art or technology. By offering both concentrations, Koima says students will be able to approach all aspects of the field.
The realization that to be an effective producer of digital media, it doesn't suffice to be just an artist or just a computer scientist or just an audio designer, things like that. But that it's valuable to have cross-disciplinary knowledge.
LSU will also begin offering the Digital Media Arts and Entertainment graduate program. The first part of the 2-year program will be project-oriented, with the second part focused on academics. Koima says the industry is looking for graduate students perhaps more than undergraduates.
Discussions that we have with specifically game development industry and with these companies, they don't just want undergraduates, they also want graduate students. They feel that a master's degree is valuable.
Koima says that LSU's game design classes are focused on giving students education that will not change as technology continues to update. So when a new console comes out, LSU graduates will be prepared to design the next big thing. For Tiger TV, I'm Austin Hart.
LSU's video game design graduate program begins this coming fall. It's getting closer toward the end of the year as weather is heating up. Find out what to expect this week with weather.
Stay with us. Welcome back to Newsbeat. Our forecast shows a 100% chance Robert Gocho III has the week off. So let's not precipitate emotion just yet. He'll be back next week. Right now that wind is blowing, but hey, the sun is shining with temperatures in the low 80s. Let's take a look at what you can expect for tonight. We'll see temperatures stay fairly warm throughout the night, ranging around the mid to low 70s, low chance of rain expected, around 20%, so there should be no need for an umbrella this evening. Looking to tomorrow, we'll see clouds start to gather around a warm morning with a good chance of storms later in the day, some of which could be severe. The wind is expected to whip around south-southeast at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now, if you're interested in what's going to happen for the rest of the week, starting Thursday, the chances for severe thunderstorms become an almost certainty, as the high for that day is expected to drop to the mid-60s, around 66 actually. Fortunately, we can expect that the storm will be short-lasting, as the temperatures for the weekend rise into the upper 70s, and here comes that sun matching up perfectly with the weekend. Remember to listen for weather updates for Robert Gocho on KLSU at noon and 4:20, and be sure to keep up with his Facebook and Twitter, LSU Weatherman, and take a look at his website, robertthe3rd.com. Back to you, Jake.
Coming up, could diet chocolate finally been created? And tune in to get the latest news on the most recent strand of bird flu.
Welcome back to Newsbeat. I'm Sarah Gastineau with your weekly shot of MedWatch. Hopefully, all of you had a wonderful spring break, but before you hit the couch again, there is now a way to treat yourself to some sweets while keeping up that beach bod. Scientists have finally found a way to have the fat content of chocolate without compromising the silky texture. New technology has been discovered that allows manufacturers to replace up to 50% of the fat with fruit juice, vitamin C, water, or diet cola. The most difficult aspect of making this so-called diet chocolate was finding a way to retain the velvety texture. They were finally able to do this by replacing the fat with juice in the form of microbubbles. This process also prevents sugar bloom, a nickname for the white film that coats the chocolate after it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. Scientists are hoping that the food industry will take the next steps and use this new technology to make low-fat chocolate bars and other candy. Another discovery has been made, but this one unfortunately involves birds and flu. Yep, the infamous bird flu is back. As of today, 8 people have died in China from this new strain of bird flu. The flu was confirmed in humans for the first time last month and has infected 24 people. Thankfully, there has been no evidence of the strain being transmitted between humans. China is working hard to combat the strain by culling thousands of birds and monitoring hundreds of people close to those infected. The virus is causing airline shares to fall in Europe and Hong Kong over fears that the strain of bird flu will lead to a worldwide epidemic similar to SARS. SARS emerged in China in 2002 and killed 10% of the 8,000 people it infected. But since no concrete evidence of this occurring has been released, there is no need to panic and lots of room for hope. Thank you for watching this week's shot of MedWatch, and don't forget to check in next Tuesday. Back to y'all at the desk.
That's all the time we have for Newsbeat today.
Be sure to connect with us on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Twitter for our latest updates. Thanks for joining us and have a great rest of the week.